What is up, everybody? I'm just making sure everything is live, and then we'll get into a little bit how to close more deals, how to generate more leads, how to close more deals and make more money. I mean, that's what everybody wants, right? So I'm going to give you tactical info on like what that actually looks like, and some kind of homework and takeaways that you can actually go do this weekend. So we are live, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like everywhere. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on the replay, comment below like what I can help you with. So housekeeping, today is office hours. We're going to be diving into one specific topic. If you have questions, I will answer it. And then Wednesday is more of like the frequently asked questions, kind of beginner level items. But man, I'm freaking jazzed up. Today we had a really good sales call with a property, real high end luxury property that we're going to be taking on. But after the call, I was talking to Riley. I was like, man, that was the best call that we've ever had, like to date. Everything was just on point. We answered the questions. It was partly because we, let me make sure my internet is up. But anyways, all right. My headphones cut out for a second. I just wanted to make sure that was still connected. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me. So the reason for, I think the prospect did a lot of research on us. It was a warm intro for a property that isn't selling right now. So of course we're like, okay, let's rent it. It's already fully furnished. Like, it's not selling for what you want. Let's rent it in the short term, get you some revenue, pay for those mortgages and expenses as we continue to show it and sell it. So all that to say, like, I really wanted to, it was really fresh on my mind to do some type of like sales training. I don't like the word sales because it's like kind of sleazy, but this is going to essentially how I have specifically generated all of my business leads in my Tripify and other business ventures that are going on, that have went on. Some tips on like how to streamline the process to close quicker and get everything, get your time back. And then also like specific like questions on sales calls that almost everybody asks, and you should have templated answers to it. There's 4 immediately that probably going to spur additional ones. But all that to say, let's get into it. The biggest thing, man, honestly, the biggest question I see from an operator perspective is like, just like how to grow, how to get more leads, right? How to specifically generate more leads, right? That's usually the biggest bottleneck in business. Is it's not doing the work well, it's doing the work well enough and promoting it and marketing it to a point where leads just come to you versus you going out and chasing leads. Some kind of backstory. I used to have a marketing agency that I ended up selling a couple years ago. And man, it was all outbound. What I mean by outbound is like I was cold outreach. I had a whole department that would just send 100 to 200 DMs, emails, messages every single day to schedule appointments. And then the problem with that is like these people didn't know who we were. So the level of education that they needed to get to a point where they like know, like, and trust me were very like they needed hours and hours and hours. There's a great study by Google, the 7-11-4 rule. You need 7 hours worth of content, 11 different touch points across 4 different channels, or maybe 11 touch points across 4 different channels. The channels are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like all those. So somebody needs to spend 7 hours with you, which is why I'm doing this, is to build trust and to kind of show people that I know what I'm talking about, and also to give back as a community. I want to be the mentor that I needed to have whenever I first started. So that's kind of the benefit there for you guys. And get to piggyback and shave off all the shortcuts that I screwed up on and I failed. So all that to say, in that business was all outbound. My Tripify business, the management side, it's all inbound. We have literally spent $0 on marketing or advertisements, never ran an ad, specifically for lead gen. We have ran ads, but not specifically to generate leads. So say all that to say, everything has been inbound. So it's an easier sales process. People know who we are. They already probably, like, it was either a referral or they've seen our content online, or like somebody sent me their info and connected us. Like, it's all inbound. So that sale is easier. Knowing that the outbound sales marketing side is completely different than the inbound. The inbound is where you want to be, but it takes a lot longer to get there because you need to grow a brand and like grow enough content and referrals to get that outbound consistently to grow. Versus the outbound, you could run ads and send cold DMs, but it's harder and harder by the day. And it's hard to really scale that. So I say all that to say, I really like the inbound, but it takes longer to work. So I'm going to show you exactly what we have done, what I've specifically done, and I still do to this day to generate leads. We're getting, anywhere from probably 3 to 5 leads a week. So like, let's say one a day. Let's say, one every other day, be a little conservative. So that is people reaching out to us saying like, hey, can you manage this property for me? I can't get bookings. I'm not making enough money at my rental. What do I need to do? Like, can you help? Can you rescue me? If that's you, keep listening, shoot me a message offline. I'm happy to do an audit, like show you exactly what we can do. Honestly, most of the time, most of the properties that I look at, I'd probably say maybe 80-90% of the properties are not good fits, where it's like, hey, I don't know why you bought this place. I don't know what your realtor told you, but this is not a good short-term rental. Like, I would long-term rental this or sell it, or, do something else specifically for short-term rental. But of those 10-20% of properties that kind of get through the filter, right? That's where I spend my time and effort. In making sure that those are like exactly dialed into the leads, the properties that I want to work with and manage. So appreciate you guys sticking with me. This is essentially how to generate leads, and I'll share my screen, go into a lot of detail, but drop your questions, comments below. Happy to answer them on the fly. Yeah, that should be good enough. All right. If you didn't see the AI version, oh crap. If you didn't see the AI version of last week, man, that was super, super in-depth. Go back and watch that one on my YouTube. You will be blown away with how it all works. So kind of the easiest one of how to generate leads honestly in any market, but I'm specifically talking about short-term rental markets, whether it's homeowners, realtors, investors, like other managers. Like, the easiest way to do it is to go to networking events, get inside the rooms of people that are doing the thing that you want to do. It's not rocket science. It's just being around it. Now, this is, every time I say networking, people are like, holy crap, like, I don't want to do that. That's scary. I'm not good at talking. I'm introverted. Like, I just like to watch Netflix all day. Yes, I get it. That is a very, very uncomfortable thing to do, but it freaking works. It still works to this day. I still go to real estate meetups. It's something that being around somebody and shaking somebody's hand and like giving them your business card or sharing your contact, like, there is no other way to replicate that. Online is great. I freaking love it. I've built a big business off just online marketing and digital marketing. But the amount of time, every time I come back from a real estate meetup, every time I go into a real estate meetup, I'm like, holy crap, this is annoying. Like, I'm nervous. I'm anxious. Like, my palms are sweaty. Like, I don't want to go in here. Every single one. I've probably, I don't know, been to 50 maybe. Every single one happens all the time. When I walk out of that room, I'm like, holy crap, I'm energized. I'm like talking about the right things. My energy levels are high. I'm like high on life. There's just a different energy with being in front of somebody and talking shop about something you really care about. So Eric at iFund Cities, man, he does a freaking great job. Eric, if you're watching replay, dude, you're freaking killing it with the events. Something I need to do more, need to learn from you guys with how you guys are doing this so consistently. So kind of an advanced level practice is hosting real estate meetups. Whenever we first started, I hosted, I don't know, a handful of meetups. There's another level that's more of an advanced practice, but there's another level of hosting a meetup versus like actually going to a meetup. It's a different level, right? It takes a little more work, a little more planning. You can't just show up. You really have to like do your homework and, invite people there, market it, like give, probably cover the first couple rounds of beer, like coffee, whatever it is. Hosting it is really the advanced level hack. If you can just get like, I mean, the events that I threw were tiny. There was like 5 to maybe 8 people there. And that was it. But like the amount of connections, like still to this day, there are connections that I still lean on and that still produce, give me business, or I give them business if they're not good fits for me. So hosting an event is kind of level 10 in the thing. Content. So this is obviously, if you're watching this, you are watching content that I am putting out. I think content is the best organic way to grow and to get people to know, like, and trust you. It's something I have been doing for years. I am not the best at it. Everybody says I'm good at it, but I still feel like a freaking rookie when it comes to this stuff. Like before, I can't figure out how to go live on Facebook. It sounds so stupid, but I have just been beating my head against the wall. I can't figure out how to go live in the Facebook group, not specifically Facebook. There's like a different integration. But the key here with creating content, which attracts your ideal clients, versus you chasing leads chase you to work with you and to give you money. It's kind of ridiculous once you kind of get there. The key here is giving away the content. Make it good. And what I mean by that is like, you should be sharing stuff and teaching people how to do this. Even if you're just starting out, you don't need, like, you don't have to be an influencer, right? You just give people along the journey. Like, people want to see people succeed and people want to follow the journey. Like, for example, if you're just starting out and you are going to a real estate meetup, like, pull out the camera, make a quick video, and once you get out, hey, I learned this from this person, like, really, really cool. Like, I'm going to be doing more of these, kind of sharing you along the way. So you don't have to be like made it to create content. It's almost better if you do it along the journey, where you go from like 0 to 5 properties that you manage or own or whatever. Man, I've been big on the content train. I get so many messages. I mean, at least probably one a week, where the beginning is something like, hey man, I've been following your journey. Like, it's really cool that you have been able to do this and build this. It seems like you know what you're doing. The amount of it still kind of blows my mind when I see that. It's almost always from somebody that I've never talked to, that I have never like mentioned. Like, I didn't even know they followed me, which is just freaking wild to really think about, because I'd be like, dude, you don't like any of my stories, like none of my posts. I didn't even know we were friends. Which it's kind of crazy to think about. Even when you put out content and you think nobody's watching, people are watching. So make it good, make it valuable, make it to where people can actually go out and like execute on it. So I like to do this online with live, because I really like the live stream, the live effect, because it's raw. You're able to get like a sense of who this person is, right? Versus, if you have like super polished, like well edited, and then you're like a goofball in real life, like they don't completely match up. Like with the live stuff, you almost like feel the authenticity through the camera. So I would say just keep it like non-edited, minimal editing is possible. Another kind of online way to do this is Facebook groups. This is something that my wife actually brought to my attention a couple of years ago. I had never used Facebook groups, but man, they are a honey hole for business. I would probably say I started a Facebook group because I was such a big fan of it. We've got like maybe 3,000 members in there of real estate, short-term rental real estate investors. But if you just go into other people's groups, I have a complete training on where is it? Complete training on how to do this. If you're not in the school community, I have a free course that goes over a lot of this. I don't know where it's at, but anyways, There's entire playbook. I've broken it down. Go get that for free. If you don't know where it is, send me a message on Instagram. Caleb, just Google Caleb Shore, you'll be able to find me. But once again, provide valuable answers. That's like the biggest thing. Number 3 in getting leads, and I want to spend most of my time here because this is where a lot of people get stuck, is like the lead generation. A lot of people are really good at like managing properties and like, making Notion articles, like setting up guidebooks, like all that crap doesn't matter if you can't generate enough leads to bring in to close and give more business and cash flow to the business. Like all the other stuff does not matter. This is one thing that I preach a lot, is like you need to focus 90% of your time and effort into generating leads if you're just starting out. Once you kind of grow, it's a snowball effect. But part number 3, this is, nobody really does this, which kind of blows my mind. Partner with agents, real estate agents specifically, where if you can get a couple like high-end, luxury real estate agents or teams that just do a lot of business, I will tell you the amount of like solid managers, investors, like they're a dime a dozen, or sorry, they are 1 in a million. Like I can list off on probably one hand the amount of like solid managers that I know, that are their competitors on paper, but like they're friends. Like we pass business back and forth. I got a referral from another manager last week that we sent a $700 commission check out to. So it happens very frequently, and they're not competitors. There's plenty of business to go around. So partnering with real estate agents is probably the easiest way to do this. What I specifically did in the beginning, everybody knows a couple agents, right? So I would just slide in their DM like, hey, I'm getting into this. Like, is there any investors that that want to invest in short-term rentals? Like, I'm willing to offer a free projection if you find a property that you think they like and you're curious what it will do as an Airbnb, a short-term rental. I will run those for you for absolute free. I probably did 500 projections whenever we were starting out. I still do it to this day, but we've built some software to automate that. But it's an easy way to get the conversation started, but not only closing the deal, it gives you more experience in running projections, like what to look for, what neighborhoods, like, okay, this amenity adds this amount of revenue, but also the connection between the realtor and you. So whenever they think of short-term rentals, or whenever a client mentions it to them, or they see something online, they think of you from the short-term rental, like you, the STR expert. That's like the easiest bridge. Those are what I call channel partners, right? It's a you guys are both you're servicing the same client, right? You're going down the same channel, but you serve different needs. So it makes sense to partner up with channel partners because you're going after the same person. It's the same investor. You're going to service them on the management side. They're going to service them on the buying the rental, on the purchase side. So it just makes sense for those to connect, because the number one question that they are getting is like, okay, if I get this rental up and running, who do you know that manages it? Like, are they good? Are they legit? Like, do they have a local team? How much do they charge? Like, all those things come from real estate agents, which is a completely, I honestly think, an untapped market. All right. So that's like the lead gen aspect. Not sexy. It takes a lot of work. It's hard. Like, yep, uncomfortable, get it. But being in business is hard. So put on your hard cap. So those are the lead generations. Now into like implementation and scheduling. I love a good scheduling tool. I used to use Calendly, Go High Level, TidyCal is the 3 that I have the most experience with. Calendly I started with. It's a link that people can schedule on your calendar, and then you can get wild and crazy and like add automations or add people or charge. If somebody wants to pick your brain, okay, I'll charge you $100 an hour. Like, you can do all that with these tools. Calendly, Go High Level. This is more of like an advanced version. It's got landing pages and automations and whatnot. And then I actually just switched from Go High Level to TidyCal, which is just a light version. I think it was like maybe $60 for a lifetime access versus Go High Level was $100 a month. So little cost saving there. But I say all that to say that is going to help increase your perception of like, I got my stuff together And if you want to schedule on my calendar, great. Here's a link. It's available 24/7. Grab whatever time works for you. It just makes you look a little more professional. The most unprofessional thing that you can do is like, okay, yep, go back and forth. Like, what about Thursday from 2 to 4? Like Friday from 10 to 1? Like, just send the link, set it up. It'll take 10 minutes. And go from there. So, are you guys getting value? We've got a handful of people on here. Hopefully, this is helpful for everyone here. And then we'll get into the frequently asked questions on sales calls. This is actually the reason why I wanted to go through here, because I got all 4 of these questions today, and it's like repeat. Every sales call has the exact same 4. We have like a framework and all that. We have that built into where is it? Actually, I think it might be in the paid one. Yes, it is. I have like, if you guys are in the scaling program, I've got all the detail in here. So let me know if you want more info about that. But specifically, here is kind of the high level screenshot. If you want all the details, let me know. I can get you in there. But the first one that we almost always get is like, who is traveling to this market? So if you live in a market, you should at least know the travelers that are coming in. You can like pull data reports, and we ask all of our guests like, why are you traveling to Charlotte? So we have a pretty big database of like the reason why. We've grouped it into 2 buckets. It's either people or events. People, like Charlotte's one of the fastest growing cities. So people bring people. That's like, I'm moving here for work, like insurance, like the people or the event, right? Panthers, Hornets, Charlotte FC. Apparently Charlotte has like one of the biggest disc golf courses or tournaments every year. It's crazy. We get the same people booking every single year for this disc golf. So making sure you know who is traveling to the market, and then how you're kind of tailoring the listing and the marketing to those specific travelers with like home offices, things like that. How much money will my property make? So this is kind of piggybacks off this right here. Running projections. You need to make sure you know the projections and know the market and what properties will do before, like, you need to have just reps. It's just like sports. Like I used to play baseball. Like you need to hit off a tee, 100 hacks a day, like over and over and over again. Go back to the basics. How much money will my property make? So once again, I give away my template, my projection template in our school community. If you are not in there, then join. It is completely worth it. I give away the template. I show you how to use it. It's free. Go for it. What is your price? What is your fee? Obviously, this is an easy one to be able to answer. But I think the harder one is like, how do you substantiate that fee? What makes you different? Like, why do you think your 25%, making sure they do not compare your 20, 25%, 30% management to Evolve's 10% management, because it's wildly different. Like you're going to be so involved on the Evolve side. You're going to get base level edited photos, no pricing, listing optimization with Evolve. Like you're paying cheap price. You're getting a cheap product, right? Versus like, okay, we do this, they don't do this, like having even a chart saying that. So backing up like your price, your fee. Because if you don't do it, then they will do it for you, and they will compare your 25% to someone else's 10% or 18 or whatever it is. They're like, oh yeah, this property manager, I'll save 4% a month, but like if it's a good PM, like a good partner, and they make you 20% more a month, is that 4% worth it versus like a net 16% plus? Probably not. Why me and why now? This is something that I think a lot about. Not a lot of people ask this, but I usually like to bring this up on the calls. Is like, why us, right? That kind of ties into the first one. But also why now? Like why is now a good time to do it? I always use the analogy of like, you got a 4 or 5 bedroom single family home. Like there's only amount of time before everybody, just like it used to be 3 bedrooms 3 years ago. 3 bedrooms were like the investor special. You throw up a 3 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and you would make money. It didn't have to be designed, no amenities. Like it was wild. That's shifting to 4 bedrooms now. I'm at some point I'm gonna, yell like you need to buy a 5 bedroom. I just put a video out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago of like, do not buy a 3 bedroom in Charlotte. It is going to lose money. The purchase prices are up. You have to have a sick 3 bedroom to even compete nowadays, and it's growing. People are making the moves to like 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms. Like those are where the small subset and all the money is being made. Or you get like a studio apartment that is 175 grand. Like the revenue there is going to make sense. But like 2 3 bedroom, just avoided it. So that's to answer the question of like why now, right? It's more a question of like, okay, if they sit on this house or long-term rent it for a year or try and sell it, like how much opportunity cost are you losing? A couple of weeks ago, I talked about a client of ours that we've been onboarding 4 of their properties since February. Yes, since February. We've got, I think, I don't know, 2 live right now, but we've been fighting tooth and nail to get those properties live. But it's crazy to me because those properties make about 12 grand each a month. So February, March, April, May, June, like 5 months times 12 grand. Like, I mean, how much money is that? 50, 60 grand that they have just left on the table because every little thing is fighting tooth and nail. So I say all that to say, like, what's the opportunity cost of making a decision or not making a decision and, having that opportunity cost go out the window. So hopefully this was helpful. Something I am super passionate about is the sales and marketing. It's the livelihood of any business, and it needs to be your primary focus if you're just starting out or if you're just scaling. I put a post in our school group. What's more important, getting leads or getting more bookings? There's multiple people that said getting more leads, because without the leads, you can't get properties and bookings. So making sure you're focusing on the inbound part of it is very, very important. Cool. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you. Go out, crush it this weekend. Have a good one.